Our separate ways. The second to last picture we took together before she left on her journey was on a concrete bench, on the sidewalk across from an antique store, where a gold painted statue of a dancer flourished in the window. As she held her phone out, her thumb on the button, we were interrupted by a text message appearing on her screen moments before the flash caught her eyes, wide open in surprise at the sudden message, and we saw her expression in the picture and laughed so freely we had to take another. I am sure we passed by that same bench, that same storefront, that same statue a year or so before, when I took the train to meet her and her soon-to-be husband, so she could tell me in person that she was getting married. That time we walked through all the antique shops, running like mazes through building after building, all along the Orange Circle, each display like museums to their previous owners' lives. Here, a collection of circuit boards and fragments of ham radios, a tray of glossy metal buttons, their pins warped and dull from wear, a gold-painted statue of a dancer in a shop window, a clothesline piled with handmade quilts, overseen by an armless mannequin with a feathery hat. A sign taped to its breast read that the arms were being kept at the cash register because people kept hiding them in other displays. We passed one pallet that was piled haphazardly with chairs, tables, and other well-loved furniture. She picked up a cushion that didn't match the chair and said to me, "Throw pillow," just before it hit my face. Throw pillow. Some months after that visit, I was walking around a Ross, passing the time before her wedding reception. I found a basket of assorted throw pillows, and I debated getting one for her and her husband. When she and I were in high school, throw pillow became synonymous with an argument that has gone on for too long and for no reason at all. There is a story behind this, why the word throw pillow makes us laugh. But the story is long and uninteresting, as inside jokes usually go. It loses its fun when explained. Back in that Ross, though, I thought about buying a pillow and gifting it to her and her husband to lightheartedly toss about when one or the other is being too stubborn. I decided against it. Her husband may not get the joke. The throw pillow might get too much use. That reception at a Chinese restaurant was, so far, the last time I saw her husband, before he found work in Tennessee and left early, to make sure their new home was warm for her arrival. So, that last day, she and I returned to the Orange Circle, and we walked the storefronts one last time as we caught each other up on our lives, talked about the stories we were writing, the people we have met, the friend she had who drove herself to the emergency room with a machete buried in her skull, and is now immortalized in the pages of a story soon to be published, the scar parting her hairline replicated in ink and letters. Our stories are made up of these things, of places half remembered, friends whose stories reach us even when we can't reach them. That last night, before she would drive across the country with her two cats, her pregnant friend, and all the luggage they could carry, she and I sat in the parking lot of a boarded up gas station, still finding stories to tell each other, even as night ticked over to morning. We said our goodbyes at the street corner, where she crossed to head back to her house, and I took the other road back to my motel. I didn't see the humor, the poetry, in parting at the crossroads, until I was safely back in my motel room, and I looked at the photos on my phone. The last picture we took together before she left on her journey was on a concrete bench, on the sidewalk across from an antique store where a gold-painted statue of a dancer flourished in the window. It was taken seconds after the one right before it, while we were still laughing.